Black Myth: Wukong became the second most popular game in Steam's history within 24 hours of its release on August 20th. As of 9 p.m. on August 23, 2024, the game had sold over 10 million copies across all platforms. What is the story that has captivated so many players? And who exactly is Wukong? Black Myth: Wukong is adapted from the 16th century Chinese classic novel Journey to the West. It is a single-player action game in which players take on the role of Destined One, a supernatural anthropomorphic monkey who is based on the protagonist of Journey to the West, Sun Wukong. Journey to the West begins with the story of Sun Wukong's birth. On the distant shores of the Eastern Sea, there is a secluded mountain known as the Mountain of Flowers and Fruit. The mountain is filled with spiritual energy, and life flourishes abundantly. At the peak of this mountain lies a stone, which, after being bathed in the essence of the sun and moon for millennia, finally cracked open one day. From it emerged a monkey with bright, intelligent eyes and agile movements. This monkey would later become known as the great sage equal to heaven, Sun Wukong. From a young age, Wukong exhibited exceptional intelligence and skill. Upon his birth, he immediately began to explore the Mountain of Flowers and Fruit, quickly becoming the leader of the monkey tribe. To ensure the safety of his people, he scoured the land for a suitable dwelling and eventually discovered a hidden cave behind a waterfall. Wukong led the monkey tribe to settle there, and from then on, he was revered by his followers as the handsome Monkey King. However, Wukong was not content with merely ruling over his mountain. He yearned for greater power and aspired to become invincible. Thus, he decided to leave the Mountain of Flowers and Fruit in search of a master who could teach him the secrets of immortality and limitless power. After much hardship, Wukong finally found Patriarch Sabati in the Western continent, who accepted him as a disciple. Recognizing Wukong's exceptional talent, the Patriarch taught him the 72 transformations and the somersault cloud technique, along with the art of harnessing the energy of heaven and earth. After mastering these skills, Wukong returned to the Mountain of Flowers and Fruit, where he became a formidable force and proclaimed himself the great sage equal to heaven. However, Wukong's rebellious nature and immense power caught the attention of the Jade Emperor and the Heaven. Fearing that Wukong might threaten the order of heaven, they devised a plan to appease him. The Jade Emperor sent heavenly soldiers and generals to invite Wukong to heaven, where he was assigned to manage the celestial stables. But Wukong quickly realized that this was a trivial position, so he angrily returned to the Mountain of Flowers and Fruit. The Jade Emperor was enraged by this defiance and sent the heavenly King Li and Nezha, along with their heavenly army, to subdue Wukong. However, Wukong, wielding his magical staff, the Ruyi Jinggu Bang, and using his 72 transformations, easily defeated the heavenly forces. Left with no other choice, the Jade Emperor sought the help of Tathagata Buddha. Tathagata Buddha confronted Wukong and proposed that if Wukong could escape from his palm, he would be allowed to rule as the Jade Emperor. Wukong laughed, boasting that with just one somersault, he could travel 108,000 miles. So he used his somersault cloud to fly into the sky, but unexpectedly found himself flying to Tathagata Buddha's Five Fingers Mountain. In the end, Wukong was trapped under Tathagata Buddha's Five Fingers Mountain, unable to move. 500 years later, the monk Xuanzang, under the decree of Emperor Taizong of Tang, set out on a journey to the Western Paradise to retrieve Buddhist scriptures. The Bodhisattva Guanyin was tasked with finding 4 disciples to accompany and protect Xuanzang on his journey. When she arrived at the Five Fingers Mountain, she found that Wukong's sins had been atoned for, so she released him from his imprisonment and persuaded him to join Xuanzang on the pilgrimage. Wukong agreed and vowed to repay Guan Yin's kindness by ensuring Xuanzang's safe passage to the Western Paradise. Throughout their journey, Wukong used his courage and wisdom to save Xuanzang numerous times, overcoming various challenges. Together with the other 3 disciples, Zhu Baji, Sha Wujing, and the White Dragon Horse, they faced 81 trials, vanquishing demons and monsters, and ultimately obtained the Buddhist scriptures. On their westward journey, Wukong and his 3 companions encountered many powerful demons and monsters. Once, they passed by the Flaming Mountain, where the intense heat made it impossible to move forward. The fire on the mountain was fueled by the samadhi fire breathed out by Red Boy, which ordinary water could not extinguish. Wukong fought Red Boy several times but struggled to achieve victory. In the end, with the help of Guan Yin Bodhisattva, the crisis was resolved. Another time, Wukong encountered the White Bone Demon, who transformed into a human 3 times in an attempt to eat Tang Sanzang's flesh to gain immortality. Each time she transformed, Wukong saw through her tricks and killed her. However, since Tang Sanzang couldn't see the demon's true form, he scolded Wukong for being ruthless. Eventually, Wukong, frustrated, left his master and returned to the Mountain of Flowers and Fruit. But soon after, Tang Sanzang was captured by the demon, forcing Wukong to come out of retirement to rescue his master and ultimately engage in a final battle with the White Bone Demon, destroying her once and for all. The story told in Black Myth, Wukong takes place after the pilgrimage of Tang Sanzang and his disciples. As the game begins, Wukong, now titled the Victorious Fighting Buddha, decides to abandon his Buddhist position and return to the Mountain of Flowers and Fruit to live a carefree, retired life. His choice defies the rules of the heaven. From heaven's perspective, Wukong is still a monkey with a criminal past. If he dares to disregard the law today, he might defy his superiors tomorrow and could even rebel again in the future. Since he couldn't be controlled, the heaven decided to eliminate him. The Jade Emperor sent Erlang Shen and the 4 heavenly kings, leading the celestial army, to the Mountain of Flowers and Fruit, threatening to destroy the mountain unless Wukong returned. Wukong engaged Erlang Shen in a fierce battle in the clouds, shaking the heavens and earth. This is the scene that opens the game. As their battle reached its peak, the tight fillet spell that the Buddha had removed to free Wukong suddenly activated again, causing Wukong unbearable pain, leading to his defeat. Since Wukong was a stone monkey born from the essence of heaven and earth, he possessed immortality. After his defeat, Wukong's body and soul disintegrated into the 6 senses, which scattered across the world. These 6 senses represent Wukong's eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body, and mind, and they are the items players must search for in the game. In truth, the eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and body from the 6 senses were given as rewards to 5 demon kings, the Black Wind Demon, Yellow Fur Rat, Yellow Brows, Spider Demon, and Bull Demon King. Wukong's mind transformed into a mystical stone atop the Mountain of Flowers and Fruit, becoming a legendary tale passed down by the monkeys for generations. For centuries, countless monkeys set out from the Mountain of Flowers and Fruit, facing countless trials, challenging the demon kings, and attempting to retrieve and reunite the 5 senses to revive Wukong. The protagonist player's control, the Destined One, is one of these monkeys. Following in the footsteps of countless failed predecessors, the Destined One, with the guidance, companionship, and help of the fan favorite but often frustrating character Zhu Baji, ultimately defeats the 5 demon kings and retrieves the 5 senses. As the game progresses, players discover that the character they are playing as, the Seeker, is actually the embodiment of Wukong's sixth sense, his mind. Throughout this journey, players, through the perspective of the Destined One, gradually uncover the fates and stories of various deities and immortals. Some of these stories continue the original plot of Journey to the West, while others echo the classic scenes in it, such as the gambling between the yellow-browed monster and the golden cicada, the midlife crisis of the bull demon king, and so on. In the end, the Destined One confronts the four heavenly kings, defeats Erlang Shen, and reunites the six senses, finally returning to the mountain of flowers and fruit. In the end, the player-controlled Destined One ultimately confronts the four heavenly kings, defeats Erlang Shen, inherits Wukong's six senses, and returns to the flower and fruit mountain. Like many AAA games, the plot and endings of Black Myth, Wukong are multi-layered and varied. The story outlined above is just one of its many potential narratives and endings. Journey to the West is one of the greatest works in Chinese literary history, blending elements of Chinese mythology, Taoism, and Buddhism. According to Master Chen Chao, the events depicted in Journey to the West truly existed but did not occur in our universe. The book's author, Wu Cheng'un, was able to witness these events through his third eye. In the upcoming video, I will share with you the supernatural events that occurred during the filming of the TV series Journey to the West. Stay tuned.